In December 2024, 8 women moved into a waterfront mansion in Fort Lauderdale and collectively made $10 million in 30 days. The mansion cost $75,000 a month to rent. They paid it the way most people pay a parking ticket, without looking. This is the Bop House. And before you close the tab, because you think this is gossip, it is not gossip. It is a case study in distributed content infrastructure, network effect monetization, and what happens when you build a SaaS-style revenue engine and then put it inside a 6-bedroom house with a yacht dock and no HR department. Let's start with Sophie Rain, because you cannot tell this story without her. Sophie Rain is 20-something years old. She often changes the answer to this. Born in Miami and grew up on food stamps. In November 2024, she posted a screenshot of her OnlyFans earnings dashboard to the internet. The number was $43,477,695.01. She made $43 million in her first year on the platform. To put that in context, LeBron James made $48 million that year in NBA salary. Sophie Rain almost out-earned LeBron James, and she did it without playing a single game of basketball, which is either inspiring or a complete indictment of how we assign value to human labor, depending on your worldview. But by early 2026, she had crossed $100 million in lifetime gross earnings. The platform takes 20%, so OnlyFans made about $20 million off of Sophie Rain. She made 80. Now, here's the business architecture part that actually matters. Sophie Rain did not just post content, she built a funnel. Free content on TikTok and Instagram engineered entirely for reach, viral moments, algorithm bait. That top of funnel drives traffic to her OnlyFans page, which is a subscription product. Recurring revenue. Monthly, predictable, scalable. On top of subscriptions, she runs pay-per-view content, which is essentially a premium upsell inside the subscription layer. And on top of that, she has super fans, one of whom spent $4.7 million on her content. That is one person. $4.7 million. From one subscriber. If you mapped her revenue model onto a B2B SaaS framework, it would look exactly like freemium acquisition driving into a tiered subscription product with enterprise-level upsell capability at the top. Except the enterprise client is a man who spent $4.7 million on adult content instead of Salesforce licenses. Different vertical, same ARR logic. So, Sophie Rain is sitting on a $43 million year and decides to start a content house. The pitch is simple. What if the Playboy Mansion made its own revenue? On December 8, 2024, Sophie Rain and Aisha Sophie posted a 6-second TikTok in front of a mansion pool holding a sign that said Bop House. The caption said, "You can't just make a house of bops." Their response? Yes, we can. That was the entire launch strategy. No press release, no investor deck, no go-to-market document, just a 6-second clip and 33 million combined followers doing the rest. They signed a $75,000 a month lease on an 8,890 square foot waterfront property. 6 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, pool, rooftop sun deck, yacht dock. The original members were Sophie Rain, Isha Sophie, Camila Araujo, Alina Rose, Julia Filippo, Summer Iris, Ava Reyes, and Joy May. Ages 19 to 24. Collective following at launch, 33 million. This is the part where it gets genuinely interesting from a business infrastructure standpoint. Each member kept her own individual OnlyFans page and her own subscriber revenue. The house itself was not a revenue-sharing entity in the traditional sense. It was more like a co-working space with a pool and certainly riskier content than WeWork. The model functioned as a cross-promotion engine. When one member went viral, the ripple flowed to all of them. When Camila Araujo had a moment, her audience got served content that also included Sophie Rain, Aisha Sophie, everyone else in the house. Every viral clip was essentially a multi-creator ad that none of them had to pay for individually. In B2B SaaS terms, this is a network effect product. The value of being in the Bop House increased as more high-follower creators joined it. Each new member added to the total distribution pool, which made every other member's content more likely to reach a new audience, which drove subscriptions, which scaled everyone's ARR simultaneously. They did $12 million collectively in December 2024, $15 million in January 2025. The free TikTok content, the thing they were posting publicly, was not the product. It was the logistics layer. The content calendar for the Bop House TikTok page ran things like flying private to the Super Bowl, reviewing crumble cookies, doing each other's makeup. Extremely algorithmic, extremely shareable, completely safe for any platform. The entire purpose of that content was to funnel viewers into individual subscription pages where the actual monetization happened. It is one of the cleanest top-of-funnel to conversion architectures in the creator economy. Most content houses fail because they try to monetize the house itself. Brand deals, merch, appearances. The house becomes the product. The Bop House inverted that. The house was the infrastructure. The individual subscription pages were the product. The house existed to make 8 separate businesses bigger at the same time. Now, Camila Araujo. Camila is Brazilian-American, born in 2002, and her path into the Bop House is a very different story from Sophie Rain's. In 2021, MrBeast recreated Squid Game with a real prize pool of $456,000. Camila played contestant number 067, which is the same number as the fan-favorite character Kang Sae-byeok from the original show. And then she got eliminated in the marbles round. After the video came out, it got hundreds of millions of views, and Camila Araujo's face was suddenly everywhere. She made a business decision. She opened an OnlyFans account. By the time the Bop House launched, she was already earning an estimated $1 to $2 million a month on the platform. She joined the house in December 2024 and left in mid-2025, around the same time Sophie Rain departed. In December 2025, Camila announced she was leaving OnlyFans entirely after making $20 million across 5 years. She released a YouTube documentary called Becoming Her. She quit at 23, with $20 million and 11 rental properties. Her and her boyfriend own 11 Section 8 rental properties. The girl who got eliminated in the marbles round owns more real estate than most people will ever see. Back to the house. The thing about a content house as a business model is that it works extremely well until the people inside it have different goals. 8 creators living together, each with separate revenue streams, separate audiences, separate brand identities, and no formal corporate structure between them is not a stable long-term business infrastructure. It is a collab. A collab with a yacht dock, but still a collab. By mid-2025, cracks started showing. Sophie Rain and the other members had a public falling out. In June 2025, Sophie posted on X, directed at Camila, and said, "Start having your little brother promote your OF again and maybe you'll get there." Which, for context, is a reference to a viral moment where Camila's brother was filmed crying about her OnlyFans career. So that gives you some idea of the internal temperature of the Bop House at this point. Sophie left in July 2025. Camila left shortly after. The house continued with new members and a rebrand after a reality TV deal that had reportedly been in the works fell through. Which is fascinating because a reality show about the Bop House would have been the logical next step in the content enterprise architecture. You have the audience. You have the house. You have the drama. You have the infrastructure. You have literally everything a production company could want, except apparently whatever they needed. Here's the broader pattern worth understanding. OnlyFans, as a platform, processed over $7.2 billion in payments in 2025. It has 4.6 million creators. The median creator makes about $131 a month. The top 1% of creators make significantly more than $131 a month. The Bop House was built by and for the top 1%. And the infrastructure they built, the cross-promotion engine, the network effect content model, the freemium to subscription funnel, is the same infrastructure any B2B SaaS growth team would build if they were trying to scale ARR on a budget. They just built it faster, in a mansion, with 8 people who collectively had 33 million followers and no legal counsel. The automation workflows inside that kind of operation are not simple. Content calendars, posting schedules, collab coordination across 8 separate creator brands with 8 separate audience demographics, analytics tracking which pieces of top-of-funnel content are converting into subscriptions, managing direct messages at scale, which is its own logistical operation when your subscriber count is in the hundreds of thousands. This is business infrastructure, running on DMs and TikTok instead of Salesforce and Slack, but the underlying operational logic is the same. The Bop House was, for about 7 months, one of the most efficient content-to-revenue conversion machines in the creator economy. It made $15 million in a single month with 8 people, a content calendar, and a $75,000 lease. Then the co-founders left. Then the reality deal fell through. Then they rebranded. Which honestly is just what happens when you build a company with no formal equity structure, no operating agreement, and no mechanism for resolving what happens when the 2 most valuable people in the house decide to leave at the same time. The business model was sound. The organizational infrastructure was a group chat with some obnoxious name. Sophie Rain is still posting, still scaling, somewhere between $80 and $100 million in counting. Camila Araujo is in her becoming her era, which apparently involves real estate and a YouTube documentary and significantly less OnlyFans. The Bop House is still running, with new members, a new TikTok page, and presumably a new understanding that when your 2 founders leave within a month of each other, you should probably have a contingency plan. The lesson is not complicated. The Bop House proved that the creator economy can generate enterprise-level revenue using the same distributed network architecture that B2B SaaS companies spend millions building. Cross-promotion as product-led growth. Subscription tiers as recurring revenue. Viral content as top-of-funnel. Individual brand equity as enterprise customer value. They figured all of that out and executed it at scale before most of them could legally have a drunk cig. The part they did not figure out is what every fast-scaling startup with no governance structure eventually does not figure out. What happens when the people who built it want different things? The answer, in both cases, is the same. The product survives. The founding team does not. But yeah, thanks for watching. Next video will be on YouTube. I'm not moving my content behind a paywall anytime soon, so see you next time.